Hello, this is the Spaghetti King, and I'll be showing you what I would plan to do currently on a first turn as the Soviet Union in Axis and Allies 1940 Global. I have the game partly set up, just the Soviet Union. Got their pieces over there too. I'm holding the camera in my hand, which is sort of awkward if you ask me, but I can only record for 15 minutes, so I'll try and go through this quick. First turn, this is what I got. 4 infantry, 2 artillery, tank, and tactical bomber. That's $37, all your money. This is also assuming that I'm not at war in the beginning. I'd do something different if I were at war. Maybe I'll show you that later. But I'll show you what I'd do right now. So it's just going to be a non-combat movement. And I'll show you what I would do. Those infantry to Rostov. Oh, I'm looking at my hand through the camera here. These fast movers to Bryansk. Well, sort of awkward in my hands, I'd say. And these units down to Bryansk. Bryansk is one of my favorite spaces in the entire game. Because from Bryansk, this is still awkward for me to hold, I'd say. From Bryansk, you can hit Baltic states, Eastern Poland, and Bessarabia. All of them. I mean, you can, so, I like counterattack strategies, so, yeah, you can hit all those from that area. Okay. So I'll ship the mechanized infantry and tank. I like to chip every single ground unit I can. That infantry just fell over there. Okay. So, I'll go to the north now. Okay, these guys. Guy from Archangel to Belarus. 2 guys from Baltic states to Belarus. And 4 infantry from Leningrad to Belarus. So, if you count that up, on the artillery. Okay, my apologies. Count that up, it should be 8 infantry. Well, so, yeah. 4 plus 2 plus 1 is 7, plus the infantry on Belarus is 8. So, 8 is a red and 2 whites, or grays, whatever people call them. It's debatable. Well, it is to an extent, considering gray is, oh god. I'm only doing this with one hand, so it's difficult to an extent, in my opinion, to hold these chips. Okay. I don't move the anti-aircraft down from Leningrad, because I do want that to be protected some. And I'm okay with retreating the anti-aircraft Archangel if I wanted to run away. So I got 2 infantry in Leningrad right now. I'm going to be putting 2 in Leningrad when I place my units. I'm going to fly this plane, well, these planes, fighter and tactical bomber, to Leningrad there. I call it Leningrad, but the space is called Novgorod. Okay, so these guys in Vyborg, move them to Karelia. That totals to 5 infantry there. I'm just giving you verbal directions so you know where I'm going. I'm going to do the naval movement afterwards. I'm going to cut out some stuff to show you. So, in the south here, well, these guys aren't in Bryansk like I wanted them to be. Okay. Forgetting some things because I want to move as fast as I can. Well, oh, guys are falling over. Okay. So, move 1, and then the 3 infantry from Ukraine to Western Ukraine. 2 plus 3 is 5, plus the infantry on top is 6, so it's going to be 6 infantry there. The reason I do that is because I put the infantry on the 3 infantry in the border territories. Baltic states, Eastern Poland, Bessarabia. Trying to not shake this camera. Try to keep this camera as stable as I can, but you see I have this here because if you look at it, you have the Pripyat marshes here that limits your total infantry stacks you can get, but you can hit Eastern Poland with both of these forces, and you're not limiting yourself in terms of any other places you can attack. From Leningrad, you can only hit the Baltic states. From Belarus, you can hit the Baltic states and Eastern Poland. From Ukraine, you can only hit Bessarabia. From Western Ukraine, you can hit Bessarabia and Eastern Poland. So that gives you more movement options, and you're not weakening yourself defensively, really, I'd say, in Ukraine, because Ukraine can't be attacked. Can only be reached if they go into the USSR here, or, they get here. Or they could, put transports here or something if they want to build an industrial complex or something. That's not what I'm talking about right now. Later, depends on if I feel like, depends on if I feel like making more of these. So, that's what I want to do. Didn't ship the plane, the fighter. I'll take the time to do that. I haven't moved the boats yet. I'm gonna do that later. I like to keep the planes just by my side, like right here. It's right over there. But I just like to have 2 extra separate planes. I do that for the USSR and Japan. So, move these guys back. Oh, it's too far from my arm. I need to get up more. Okay. These guys back. These anti-aircraft back. And send 1 infantry from Amur to Siberia. I mean, that entire region is Siberia, but whatever. So I got 5 infantry on Amur. The reason I do that is just so, if Japan tries to take a transport and land in Siberia and Soviet Far East with an infantry and tank, it'll be less easy for them to, do that. That's the point of that. There's infantry on there. This actually isn't taking as much time as I thought it would. Okay, so now it's editing time. Move those infantry back. I'm going to move the boats. So, yeah. Okay, I'm back. So now I'll show you the naval movement. Not really that complicated, I'd say. Oh, not this cruiser. No, just the sub. Sub goes here. 1, 2, 3. I know that there's some debate with that. I looked it up on the internet, and I just heard people, well, I didn't hear people, I read people, just arguing over what they thought. So, if it's just about what people think should be done, then I'll do what I think should be done, which is have subs able to go through the Danish Strait. I want to call it a manual, but in the rule book it says that subs can go through the Strait of Gibraltar, but it doesn't say anything about the Danish Strait. And yes, I am aware that in reality, the Strait of Gibraltar is wider than the Danish Strait, but I actually think it just makes the game, more strategically diverse, I could say, to allow subs to go through the Strait of, I don't know if it's called the Strait of Denmark, but the Danish Strait. The reason is so next turn you can go 1, 2 to Normandy there and convoy it from the Germans or the Italians. And I think that's good. Even if I were the German player, I think that's cool. I think it's cool that, the Allies have that option. I think it adds to the potential strategy for both sides to be able to do that. So I think it's good. That's just my opinion, though. I move this sub. Oop. God. Okay. There. Yeah. Toppled over. Move it there to Norway. 125. Some people might say it's bad to do that, because that could bait a German attack, and they might get boats there, and that could get rid of your national objective, but I could move it to where Denmark, to where? Okay, I can move it to where I moved the other sub, but I like just convoying Norway and Sea Zone 112 there. And you can do this while you're not at war. So if you were at war, it'd be different. I move this cruiser to 114. Even if they were in 115, I like moving it to 114, so they'll eventually need to be blocked by that. You could move it to 115 and have the option to scramble your planes. Depending on the game, depending on the kind of navy they build, I could react in different ways, but usually I'd want that, I'd say, so they don't resupply Finland or go to the Baltic states or anything like that. So now I'm going to place my units. I bought 2 infantry, I bought 4 infantry and 2 artillery. But I'm placing it like this. Like that. Doubt you can even see that. Well, I can see it. I don't know if you can. I hope you can. So 2 infantry and Leningrad. Which turns it into a 4. Which I'll represent with a green. And an artillery there. And finally, a tactical bomber and tank. That I put in Moscow, which they call Russia, which I don't. I don't really like calling it Russia. You could, I just call it Moscow. I also call, okay. Well, I call this England instead of United Kingdom, because its borders are pretty much that, I'd say. And this is Scotland plus Northern Ireland, so I just go England plus Wales. Don't like the generalization like that, but they generalize it, so I'll generalize it back to make it sound better for what I want. I just call the UK's capital England. That's what I do. Just mentioning something I do. Call the Soviet capital Moscow. So I do it. So that's my opening strategy for the USSR. I guess I'll record what I would do on a turn 2 if you weren't at war. So I'll show you that in, I guess, a second for you and a second for me. Depends on if you click on the video or if I even upload this. I don't know if I will. I'll think about it. Goodbye.